Yeah, thank you for having me back in this video. In today's video, we are going to pay particular attention to one of the most important aspects of our training. And the reason why I have to come up to tell you this is that this is the area that we, as a trader, we always find it very difficult to understand. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about entry point. Now, markets or trading basically is about entry and exit. Now, if you get these two aspects wrong, it will be very difficult for you to actually understand what market is all about. So that is one of the reasons why I have to come up and tell you that we are going to explain, or we are going into a very difficult aspect of trading, one of the most important aspects of trading. So I want you to pay attention to how we get an entry in trading. Now, before I go properly into the trading, let me give you a preview of what we likely to be experiencing in this very video. Number one, we have to understand that taking a trade is from a shorter time frame. You want to get an entry, you don't get an entry from a bigger time frame. I've tried it for most of the time. And why getting an entry from a bigger time frame is always very difficult. It's always very tedious. Sometimes the market will have to go in another direction to what I presume. So getting an entry from a trade, you start from a shorter time frame, not from a bigger time frame. You don't take an entry from 4 hours from daily. You only use your daily chart or your weekly chart to get the overall direction of the market. Are you getting the point? You might also get the overall direction, and there may not be an entry at that point. Because sometimes when you see the daily is coming down, or you see your weekly chart is coming down, or your 4 hours is coming down, the market might not actually be ready for a downtrend. So that is why you need to consider a shorter time frame to know what is the bias. That is, what are those things that the market is doing at that particular time. So that is why we need to pay more attention to a shorter time frame to get an entry. So the essence of this trading is to understand what time frame we use in getting an entry. So without any further ado, let's go straight into the video and see how we get an entry from the shorter time frame. Now let's go straight into the video. Yeah. Thank you for having me back in this video. In today's video, like I've told you, we are going to consider entry and exit. That is, we are going to look at how we can enter our trade from a shorter time frame and be profitable. Now, my own system, that is the way I trade my system. I basically trade this system because I realize that I don't have enough cash to be able to hold a bigger position. So I have to start looking at this entry point from 1 minute chart. Now you are going to understand what I mean. Now let's look at this chart. This is Euro AUD. This is Euro AUD. I am on 5 minute chart. I'm on 5 minute chart, and this is the current chart that we have. Now look at this very area. Now let's take, for example, now I want to take a trade from here. Now I need to look at this trade from a shorter time frame. That is, I need to look at this trade from 5 minutes and 1 minute. Then this is not an entry. This is not my trading analysis. This is not my trading analysis. My trading analysis starts from weekly chart. Now it starts from weekly chart, daily chart before I could actually take an entry. Now here is a daily chart of Euro AUD. Now here is a daily chart of Euro AUD. Now this is daily chart. Now if you look at this daily chart, look at it from here, you agree with that basically from here the strength, the price has been going on. Now what am I looking for in a daily time frame for me to be able to have a profitable trade in trading? Now what I'm looking for here is an engulfing pattern. Like I have told you, an engulfing pattern is very, very important in any time frame that we are working on. Now if you look at this place now, I am calculating on a monthly, on a weekly chart, and if you look at this place, here is a candle. That this candle that I drew, a vertical line, is a candle that did that do engulf from here. Now let's take it out. Let me break it out. Let me magnify the chart a little bit for you to be able to see it clearly. Now look at it from here. This very candle that is here is a candle that engulf. Now immediately I got this information for the day. I got this information for the day. I need to move down to a shorter time frame for me to be able to do one that, okay, I've got an engulfing pattern, that is, this has engulfed from here. Now, because I cannot use this as an entry, so I need to be meticulous while taking my trade. What do I mean by this? Because this daily chart will come with a lot of wisdom. That is, it will come with a lot of challenges. That is, before this will go up from here, before you are going to have an up trade from here, you are going to see an entry that will go up from this place. Look at it from here. Because if you look at this place, we have this trend actually goes up to this place and come back again. So you cannot use this one as an entry because a lot of activity has come up within this very candle that is here. So for us to be able to visualize that activity, we need to go down to a shorter time frame. Now let's move down to our 4 hour chart. This is a 4 hour chart. From here, look at it from here, because this is where I drew my line. And let's look at the 4 hour chart from here. Now, if you look at this very line that is here, this very blue line, it is called 240 moving average. And the price has crossed above the 240 moving average immediately around this place. And that is exactly what I'm looking for. And my stochastic, which is my oscillator, is also in a bullish move. When we have this cross, my stochastic is in a bullish move. So I have to move down to 1 minute chart, to 1 hour chart to see what is happening in 1 hour chart. Now let me reduce the chart a little bit. Now look at our 1 hour chart. Look at where I drew the line. Now from here, you will agree with me that right from this place, this is where we have our 1 hour chart crossing above the 240 moving average, and our stochastic, which is our oscillator, is in what? Is in the buy mode. That is in the bullish mode. Now let's move back again to 30 minutes. Now here is our 30 minute chart. Now this is where we have our 30 minute chart doing what? Crossing above what? Above the 240 moving average. And we have a test of the 240 moving average around this place, and look at how the trend goes up. Now, if I'm taking this trade, I'm going to take this trade from where we have this happening from here. This is where I'm going to take this trade to see how the trade runs to this area. Now let's move down to 15 minute chart. Here's our 15 minute chart. Still moving to 15 minute chart. So look at the 15 minute chart. It's also in a buy mode. Look at it, everything has been going up. Look at it from here. Everything is in a buy mode. Look at the way things are moving from here. Look at it from here. It moves from here. It goes up. It extends to the other day and it moves to this place. But this is not my entry. I want to tell you this is not how we spot an entry. But we want to make sure that we get everything to align together. That is, we want everything, every indicator to do what? To agree together before we can get an entry. Now, in my 5 minutes chart, this is my 5 minutes chart, I have to go back a little bit to see where I draw my vertical line from daily chart to 5 minutes. Now I'm still moving back. Now, very good. This is my vertical line. If you agree with me that from here we have an entry from here, that's basically we have an entry from here. Look at the entry from here in 5 minutes, and look at the way things continue to do, things continue to move. Now, how do I use 1 minute and 5 minutes as an entry? Very good. Now, to get an entry in 1 minute and 5 minutes, I want to see the agreement of my what? Of my oscillator and that of my 1 minute chart. Now, if you look at this place from here, look at it from here, you will agree with me that this oscillator from here, which is my stochastic, is in what? Is yellow or that is, it is in a buy mode. So from here now, I will basically begin to look for an entry in a shorter time frame. Now, how do I look for an entry in a shorter time, in a more shorter time frame, which is 1 minute? Now, I want to see my stochastic, and I want to see the cross of this 240 moving average. Look at this yellow. Look at this very blue line, which is my 240 moving average. This 240 moving average is basically the line that is telling me that this particular direction is what? Is in what? Is in a buy mode or is in a sell mode. Now, because I am having this price to cross above the 240 moving average, which is in the buy mode, it is telling me that I need to begin to look for a shorter time frame that will be in that direction. Now let's move down to 1 minute chart. Let's begin to go back to 1 minute chart and see if we are going to get that area. Now, I'm looking for where I drew my vertical line to be able to get an entry. I'm still going back. Hope we get there in time. Go back. Going back. No, we don't get to that area. Let's pick it from here. Let's see basically from here. Look at it from here. Going up. Now, from here, let's see from here. This is our entry in 5 minutes. This is our entry in 1 minute rather. Now, if you look at this 1 minute chart from here, you agree with me that from here, the price has crossed to what? To an up mode. I think the price has crossed the 240 moving average to an up mode. Now, before they cross to an up mode, something happened. Our stochastic, which is our oscillator, has been overbought. Now we cannot take an entry from here. We cannot take an entry from here because this area has been overbought. So I have to wait and to see where this stochastic will do what. We relax a little bit and come down. Look at it from here. Now this area they were trying to do what? They are trying to test this area and they fail. And look at it from here. This area, look at what happened from here. Immediately, this area must agree with our 5 minute chart to be able to get an entry. Now, the stochastic of your 1 minute and that of 5 minutes has to be in agreement to be able to get a proper entry for you to be able to enter the trade. Now, look at it from here. I have my stochastic from here and look at it from this place is up. So I take, this is my entry. And this area is the area that I'm going to put my stop loss. I'm going to put my stop loss here and start trading the market to an uptrend. Look at the way it goes from here. Now, if you look at it from here, immediately this happens from here. We always have this move to move from like 12 hours or probably 24 hours before they will start relaxing again. Now, if you look at this move from here, let's see how it goes from here. Look at it from here, it's still going up. Look at it, it's still going up. So it's still going up until we get to another area that we are going to have. Look at it from here, it's still going up. It's still going up. And it's still within the day. Look at it from here. The trend is in a buy mode, still going up in a buy mode. Now let me compress it so that you can see it clearly. Look at it from here. Everything is in a buy mode. Look at it from here. In a buy mode. Look at it from here. This is what I'm trying to bring out. Look at it. This is another day. This vertical line, this dotted vertical line is another day. So this is where you have the market to end from here. It has to end from here. Look at the way it ends from here. So from here to here, if I calculate where I take my entry, which is basically in the buy mode, to the end of the day, you will realize that this will probably be around 14 hours or so. So getting an entry is from a shorter time frame in relation to an agreement of what? In relation to agreement between a shorter time frame and a longer time frame. That is, all the trend must agree together before getting an entry. So now let's move back to 5 minutes. Let's move back to 5 minutes. Now this is where we basically, this is the end of the day. This is the end of the day. So this is where I drew the line. So start from here now. Look at the move from here. Look at it from here. Now getting an entry in a shorter time frame with 5 minutes. Now look at the agreement between the stochastic, which is here. Look at the way it moves. Once you have the agreement between the stochastic of 1 minute and that of 5 minutes, after you have considered all time frame to agree together, that is, you must allow your price to cross the 240 moving average in what? In a bigger time frame and also in a shorter time frame. Now the shorter time frame will give you a very good information about what the price is doing at a particular time. You understand? You cannot get this information from daily chart. Let's say, for example, we have this information from this daily chart from here. Look at it from here. Now this is the candle that we are working on. Let me take this out. This is the candle that we are working on. Now you cannot get all this information from here. It's not possible. You cannot get all this information. You cannot get where there will be a cross of the 240 moving average, where the price will move from 240 moving average in 15 minutes or in 1 hour until you move to a shorter time frame. The bigger time frame will not give you this information, because this is what happened. If you look at this is what happened for a whole day. This is what we have for a whole day. This candle represents what happened for 24 hours. Now, and for you to get an accurate entry, you must go to a shorter time frame, like what I've done here. Now let's move back to our shorter time frame again and see what actually happened. Now look at it from here. Let me compress the chart a little bit. Look at this is 5 minute chart. Now moving back. Now this is where the market, here is where the market ends for the day. And if you look at this place from here, you look at where the entry, this is where our entry starts from. Look at in 5 minutes, our entry starts from. And if I'm calculating how many hours this actually happened, let me take it from here. How many hours? Let's say from here. This is about, this candle is giving me about 105 candles. 105 candles. Now if I divide this by 100, this candle is giving me 105 candles. Now let me move down a little bit and see. I want to compress the chart for us to be able to understand how many hours this has actually happened. Now 105 days. Look at it from here. This is 1 181 candles. Now each candle represents 5 minutes. Each candle represents 5 minutes. Now if I'm calculating this, 182 candle times 5. This will give me numbers of minutes divided by 60 to be able to know the numbers of hours. So this is about 15 hours. This is over 15 hours that we have gotten from here. So because you don't have enough money to stay in this market for months, you need to be able to filter out everything so that you can get a proper entry. Now, getting an entry that will give you a safe mind, you have to get this entry from what? From a shorter time frame. You must allow every parameter to align, and you must do what you must make sure that while getting this entry, your stochastic of 1 minute and that of 5 minutes agree together. Immediately you have an agreement between these two, you are going to have an every run. Now let's look at this place. Let's look at this very area. Let's look at this area. Let's look at this area and see whether what I'm telling you is correct. Look at the stochastic from here. The stochastic from here is bullish. Now let's go back to 1 minute and see if we are going to get a bullish stochastic and see how the runs will be. I'm still going. Now this is where the market ends. This is where the market ends. So the next vertical line will be my what? The next vertical line will be my move. Now if you look at this place from here, you will agree with me that from here is where we have a bullish, we have the same, we have what to call agreement between the stochastic of 5 minutes and that of 1 minute. And look at the runs from here. Look at immediately you get into this, look at the way it moves. It moves, look at it move very, very fast. Look at the way it goes. So this is how you look at the market. This is how you should look at your entry. This is how you should look at how you take your trade on a shorter time frame. So I believe with this information, if you can take your time, look at this video very well, you'll be able to solve 50% of your trading. Be able to solve 50% of your trading by understanding what exit and entry is all about. You cannot get a trade without understanding exit and exit and entry and exit. This is not possible. Trading starts from entry and exit. Now, we've entered this trade basically from this area. Look at it from here. In 1 minute, we have struck an agreement between the stochastic of 1 minute and that of what? And that of 5 minutes. And we have seen the price that is crossing above the 240 moving average. And look at the way it goes. And this will give you an opportunity to put your stop loss around this place. And this area is what I refer to as noise. This is the area that you place your stop loss. And if you look at after that crossing, immediately we have crossing. When you have crossing, market never did this price never come back to this area again. They continue to move forward. So that is the essence of using filter to trade your what? To get your entry. So I want to thank you for staying to the end of this video. And I want you to subscribe to this channel and like this video so that when I release another video, you will be among those people that will be notified. So I wish you congratulations and I say thank you very much.